Experts predicted 2025 would mark a major expansion for BRICS, with many rapidly growing economies joining the economic alliance. In the first week of 2025, Russia reported 23 countries were lining up to join, signaling strong interest in full membership. Indonesia officially became the first new BRICS member in 2025, sparking a chain reaction. On January 1, 2025, BRICS, representing 45% of the world's population and roughly 37% of global GDP, officially announced its expansion plans. Brazil, holding the 2025 presidency, welcomed Indonesia, the largest economy and most populous nation in Southeast Asia, as its newest member. This strengthens BRICS's presence in Asia, a region historically dominated by Western powers, particularly the United States. Including Indonesia gives BRICS a key player in the Asian market and showcases its commitment to providing an independent platform for nations seeking a more balanced global role. Indonesia's decision is significant due to its strategic geopolitical location and influence within the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, ASEAN. It reflects Indonesia's desire to move away from reliance on Western institutions and engage more with emerging economies. Economically, Indonesia adds substantial value to BRICS, with a GDP over $1 trillion and a population nearing 280 million. Its vast natural resources, including energy minerals and agricultural products, make it a vital player in global supply chains, fueling further economic growth within the bloc. Beyond Indonesia, 23 other countries have expressed interest in joining BRICS in 2025, including Algeria, Bahrain, Bangladesh, Burkina Faso, Cambodia, Chad, Colombia, the Republic of the Congo, Equatorial Guinea, Honduras, Laos, Kuwait, Morocco, Myanmar, Nicaragua, Pakistan, Palestine, Senegal, South Sudan, Sri Lanka, Syria, Venezuela, and Zimbabwe. This surge in applications illustrates BRICS's growing appeal as an alternative to Western-dominated institutions like the IMF, World Bank, and the G7. These nations are drawn to BRICS's promise of equitable partnerships and its commitment to de-dollarization, shifting global trade and finance away from the US dollar to local currencies. This is particularly appealing to countries that have struggled under dollar-based economic systems. Countries like Venezuela and Nigeria, with their vast oil reserves, see BRICS as a viable alternative. A way to regain control over their resources and bypass US sanctions and economic pressure. The growing interest in BRICS reflects wider dissatisfaction with the existing global order. For decades, Western financial institutions have left many nations grappling with debt, economic instability, and political interference. BRICS, in contrast, presents an inclusive vision of cooperation where sovereignty and mutual respect are prioritized. At the heart of BRICS's expanding influence is its emphasis on de-dollarization. For decades, the US dollar has served as the dominant currency for international trade and finance, giving the United States significant leverage over the global economy. BRICS's efforts to shift away from the dollar could reshape the international financial landscape, challenging the dominance of the US and providing countries with greater economic sovereignty. The United States has long held a unique advantage in the global economy due to the widespread use of the US dollar as the world's primary reserve currency. This situation has allowed the US to impose sanctions on any country it chooses, freezing assets and exerting economic pressure. The global demand for US dollars also meant that the US could print money without the usual risk of devaluing its currency, because countries worldwide would continue absorbing dollars, whether they were needed or not. However, the BRICS nations, which include Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, are challenging this financial dominance. They are promoting the use of local currencies in trade and financial transactions, aiming to reduce dependence on the US dollar. Indonesia's recent inclusion in the BRICS bloc is particularly significant in this context. As a major exporter of energy and natural resources, Indonesia plays a crucial role in facilitating trade within BRICS using currencies other than the dollar. This move could redefine global trade dynamics and reduce the world's reliance on the US dollar. For instance, Russia, one of Indonesia's key trade partners, could supply Indonesia with the energy it needs while benefiting from higher revenues. Indonesia could also secure energy at discounted prices, strengthening its economy in the process, Additionally, by conducting trade in local currencies like the Indonesian rupiah and Chinese yuan, both Indonesia and China can bypass the US dollar entirely, reducing their exposure to currency volatility and shielding themselves from potential US-imposed sanctions. But will BRICS accept all countries that apply for membership? As of now, BRICS holds the power to decide which nations it wants to admit. While interest from countries around the world, with as many as 23 nations expressing a desire to join, demonstrates the bloc's growing appeal, BRICS is taking a careful and selective approach to expansion. Russian officials, including Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, have emphasized the importance of gradual, harmonized, and well-considered steps in admitting new members. This ensures that only countries with mutual interests and shared goals are integrated into the group. For example, countries like Venezuela and Nigeria, with abundant natural resources, could, bolstering BRICS's energy security. Strategically located countries like Pakistan and Morocco could help expand BRICS's geopolitical reach. This careful selection process ensures that new members bring tangible value to the alliance, strengthening its ability to pursue its objectives. BRICS is prioritizing the cohesion of the group, aiming to avoid becoming a cumbersome coalition with conflicting priorities. One key aspect of BRICS's strategy is Brazil's presidency, which offers a transformative opportunity for both the bloc and Latin America, a region historically dominated by U.S. influence. Brazil, as the largest economy in Latin America and a founding member of BRICS, is in a unique position to bridge the gap between BRICS and its regional neighbors. This leadership role represents more than just symbolism. It is a strategic pivot towards deeper economic and geopolitical ties with Latin America, which is poised to challenge U.S. dominance. Latin America's immense natural resources are central to its appeal for BRICS countries. Nations like Venezuela, Argentina, Chile, and Bolivia hold crucial commodities such as oil, lithium, copper, and agricultural products. For instance, Venezuela's vast oil reserves could integrate into BRICS's efforts to reduce dollarization, facilitating trade outside the US dollar system. Similarly, Chile and Bolivia, with their world-leading lithium reserves, could contribute to BRICS's dominance in the renewable energy sector. Argentina's agricultural and energy wealth further complements the bloc's goals of reducing reliance on Western supply chains. In addition to economic factors, this potential expansion of BRICS into Latin America also carries significant geopolitical weight. For decades, Latin America has been considered the backyard of the United States, often subjected to political and economic interventions that prioritized U.S. interests. BRICS offers an alternative model of cooperation based on mutual respect and equitable trade. By joining BRICS, Latin American countries can gain access to new markets, investment opportunities, and financing from institutions like the New Development Bank, all without the political strings typically attached to Western loans. Geographically, Latin America's strategic position, with access to both the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans, could also enhance BRICS's trade routes. Strengthening ties with Latin America could lead to new corridors linking South America with Africa, Asia, and beyond, bypassing traditional Western-dominated trade routes. This connectivity is part of BRICS's broader vision of creating a multipolar world order, one that reduces reliance on traditional trade partners and promotes economic growth through diversified alliances. Therefore, the expansion of BRICS is not limited to Indonesia or the 23 countries currently interested in joining. The organization's reach will continue to extend into Latin America, Asia, and Africa, incorporating more nations as the bloc grows in influence. The question remains: should BRICS accept every country that applies for membership, or should it continue to cherry-pick and be strategic in its choices? We'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you think BRICS should admit all applicants, or should it be more selective in choosing its new members? Share your opinion in the comments section below. Additionally, if you're interested in more content like this, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell. Click the subscribe icon to stay updated with our latest videos. We're committed to bringing you in-depth analysis on topics that often go overlooked, such as African politics, economics, and the continent's increasing influence. Your support means a lot to us, and we're excited to continue this journey with you. Thank you for watching, and until the next video, stay tuned.